Now that the weather here is finally starting to feel like spring, I thought it was the perfect time to spruce up our patio and make it beautiful and function again so my family and I can enjoy it. A special thank you to Vego Garden for sponsoring a portion of this video, more on them a little bit later. Welcome back. My name is Erica and I'm so excited to share this patio makeover with you. It has been a long time coming. It is something I've been working on for probably the last month or so, and it's finally done and I'm finally ready to share. And really the goal for this project was to create a space that was really comfortable to be in, and I think we accomplished that. I brought in some really comfortable chairs, some beautiful flowers. We now have a little herb garden, which I've been wanting for so many years, and it's just a really beautiful and comfortable space that my family and I can just be out there and enjoy. So I'm excited to start at the beginning and just share the whole process with you, share kind of the ideas and different things that I had for this space. And it's just a fun little project, and what better time to do something like this than in the spring? You know, outside is starting to wake up, it's starting to get nice out. Hopefully where you are, it's starting to get nice out. If not, it'll be coming soon, but it's just really exciting. So I wanted to share. So we're gonna go ahead and start at the very beginning with an initial cleanup. Here is the before. This is what we're working with. You can see it's a total disaster at this point. Things had been moved around. We'd had some storms, and so things were laid down, and then I picked them up, and things are scattered everywhere. So I just need to do an initial edit, an initial cleanup, if you will. And so that involved just consolidating some items, putting things where they need to go for now. I took down that soccer net, where our kids are not using that very much right now, so that got broken down. I also had a lemon tree that we started from seed like 4 years ago, kept falling down, and it takes up so much space. So my neighbor actually said that she would have it, or she would take it and leave it on her patio, which I was grateful for. So she's got a little greenery on her patio, and I don't have to worry about it taking up space. And then once that initial organization happened, I wanted to deep clean everything. So about once or twice a year, I'll go through and clean the patio windows. And then I really wanted to scrub this railing. You can see there's a lot of dirt, a lot of pollen on there. And I just wanted everything to be bright and fresh again. Obviously, I can't paint this, and I probably wouldn't anyway. I think they painted it last year. It doesn't matter. But giving it a good clean really made a huge difference, and so that's really what I wanted to focus on. Then of course, sweeping. Now we have so many trees around our patio, so we're always getting leaves, always getting pine needles everywhere. So this sweeping is something I have to do all the time. We do have people that come and blow all the leaves and everything once a week, so that helps. But I just wanted to start with a nice clean slate so that I could really, assess the space and figure out where I wanted everything to go, how I wanted it organized, and really what the overall look was going to be. So next up, I wanted to add, again, function and organization. And I bought 2 items that I think are going to help with that. The first is this deck box. It is, I think, waterproof and UV proof or whatever. It's not going to fade. And really, I want this to just hold all of our odds and ends that are out there. I've got those sandbags that I use for my markets. The kids often have chalk or balls or different things that they've got going on out there. And so I really wanted somewhere I could just shove all of that in and I wouldn't be able to see it. It was just out of sight, and we have this nice fresh box to look at instead that doubles as a seat, and you can also, I've got a plant on it right now, so perfect for that. And then these are so exciting. I got some real adult beautiful chairs to sit on. So this came in a set of 2 chairs and a side table. The color is absolutely beautiful, and I'm really, really happy with them. Before, we had one singular camping chair that was dirty and no one wanted to sit on it. So, my husband and I had been talking, and he had mentioned, it'd be really nice if we could just sit out there and drink coffee and tea and, just enjoy being outside. And so I took that as the sign that I needed to do something. Like, I've been wanting it for a while. So these were perfect. It was a little bit of a splurge, but I thought they were pretty decently priced for what they are, and the quality seems to be really great. They were easy to put together. So I'm excited about these. And the nice thing is they come with cushions, but I can always change them out as needed. But so far, so good. So we're gonna get this box outside and just start adding things to it. And you'll see throughout this video that I switch things around a lot. And that happens in my home too, you know. I kind of live with things for a little bit and then move things around to where they best fit. So you'll see this box move around a little bit, but that's just kind of how I do things, and I think that helps. You have to see what functions best and where things should go. So initially I was just so excited to have a really nice place to sit and enjoy being outside. So excited about opening this package. A special thanks again to Vego Garden for sponsoring this portion of the video. This is the EZCube planter by Vego Garden. I'm so excited to put it together. I've been waiting for like the last week. So we're gonna put it together and we're gonna fill it with all kinds of goodies and put it out on my patio and just make the space look even better. Now, Vego Garden is a gardening company that's based out of Houston, Texas, and this is one of their awesome products. It is the EZCube self-watering planter. This is the size 21 by 24 inches, and I am so excited about this. If you are someone who has a hard time remembering to water plants, this is great because, as I said, it's self-watering. It's also a compact size, so for my patio that has such limited space, it was the perfect way to have a planter and an herb garden that didn't take up a lot of space. So I'm really, really excited about that. It comes in 2 different colors. I chose the sage green, and then you also have the option to do a standard height or an elevated height. Now, the elevated height, you do have to purchase the separate legs that make it higher, but I thought that was worth it because I don't want to have to bend down. So you can go either way, but it came so beautifully packaged and it was really easy to put together. All you need is a screwdriver, but most of it is just snapping it together. And then it's time to fill it up. This planter has a soil depth of 12 inches, so it does require quite a bit of soil, but it's also great for establishing a good root system. To water the plants, all you have to do is fill up the 10-gallon built-in reservoir that is at the bottom of the planter. The plants will then absorb the water through their roots and get the amount of water that they need. All you have to do is remove the Air Ease ventilation window. Now this window helps to promote air circulation, which is really great for the plants and helps them to get the amount of oxygen that they need. And as you can see, as I am filling up the water, it has a water gauge, and that tells you how much water is in that reservoir. So when we started, it was all the way down, and as I'm filling it, that water gauge is going all the way up, and there's little indications on there telling you how much water is in there, and therefore it lets you know when it's time to fill that reservoir up. So it's really not a lot of thinking. It takes out the guesswork. And then there's also a water level regulator, and it can depend on what the plants are and how much water they need, so you can adjust that so that you make sure the plants are getting the optimal amount of water. I'll have a link to this planter down in the description box, and if you decide to purchase one of them, you can get $10 off with the code TheSimpleHomeplace10off. Again, that's TheSimpleHomeplace10off. That's gonna wrap up this patio makeover. Thank you so much for being here. I really greatly appreciate you. As always, I'll have everything that I can linked down in the description box. So if you're interested in any of the things I shared today, you can go ahead and check there. I'll also have a link for the Vego Garden EZCube planter. All of that information will be linked down there again. Again, thank you to Vego Garden for sponsoring a portion of this video. But that's gonna do it. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you next time.